What is up, everybody? Today I am super excited to be reintroducing my channel that I want to call SimpleHealth. And when I say reintroducing, you might be wondering what I mean. Well, over a year ago, I created a video just like this, promised everybody a bunch of content, and then failed to deliver absolutely anything. So this time I'm actually going to be uploading videos every week about how to become healthy. And so you might be wondering, like, why did I even create this channel? Why have I been trying to create this channel for over a year now? Well, the reason is that there's a giant problem in America if you don't know about it. And it's that Americans are extremely unhealthy, and it doesn't have anything to do with individuals. A lot of times I think in the United States, people want to blame people for overeating or being overweight or being fat, and there's a lot of fat shaming, which I think is just terrible. But the problem has nothing to do with the individuals. The problem is systemic. Because if you look at other societies in the world, you'll find that America is one of the most unhealthy ones. And how do you get over 70% of people being unhealthy in a nation, being overweight? Well, it comes from systemic issues. And there's just a lot of large-scale things that are out of our control that are contributing to our weight loss. Basically what happens is that over time, just little adjustments to our diet and exercise caused by the system, like just say for example, like when they introduce fast foods, everyone can understand how that would negatively affect our health. And over time, just those things slowly start to build up and build up and build up. And what happens is that you basically are one individual kind of swimming upstream against this giant system that's it's not trying to push you down, but it's just a natural consequence of how we've been progressing as a society, that you're trying to swim upstream and everything is just massively sweeping you down and you're just keep falling back down. So you try to lose weight and you just keep getting smacked back down by the machine that is society these days. So if you're one of these people who's kind of stuck in the tide that's trying to swim upstream and just keeps getting knocked back down, what kinds of things are you trying? Normally you're going to be just picking like a diet plan or an exercise plan and trying to follow that. And the problem with that is that diets don't work over the long term. And to me it's crazy to think about, because over $66 billion is spent in the United States on just weight loss products. $66 billion with a B, billion. $66 billion, and the truth of the matter is that over 95% of diets fail, which is a massive number. 95% of all diets will fail. Within 3 years after starting a diet, over 95% of people will regain all the weight they've lost, if they lost any at all. And some people actually gain more weight than they lost. So, all these factors are pushing us towards being unhealthy, and then our main tool that we use to try to combat that is diet plans. And the truth of the matter is just that they're not effective at all. So I wanted to create this channel to kind of address that issue and do my part to help solve the problem. And, I've been on my own weight loss journey, and I realized that there's just so much misinformation out there that it's almost impossible to kind of separate what is true from what's not. And the reason is because when we spend those $66 billion on weight loss products, that all the advertising companies are sending us tons of advertising messages trying to get some of their cut of that $66 billion. So they're pretty much just going to be telling us whatever we want to hear in order to get some of that $66 billion pool. And what this has done to us as a society is created things, beliefs, ideas, images in our heads that just aren't true. And it's so hard to separate what is true from what is not true, because there's just so much misinformation out there on the marketplace today. And so the goal of SimpleHealth is essentially just to help people get healthy and to cut the crap and just get straight to what the truth is, and just helping everyday people learn how to get healthy. Because the reason that diets don't work sustainably is because, like, there's no question that diets will work in the short term. Everybody can lose weight And it's essential to have some sort of a diet and exercise program. You can't just hope and pray that something's going to happen, because it won't. The reason that diets fail is because they're not sustainable over the long term. And the reason they're not sustainable is because what diets do is just give you a diet and exercise plan of eat this, do this. So they tell you exactly what to do, but they don't tell you how to do it. They just kind of leave that up to you guys. They're like, well, just eat a whole bunch of vegetables every day and that's how you're going to get healthy, which is true. But if they don't tell you how, you're not going to be able to get it done. It's like there's a person behind this diet that needs to be able to do the diet. You can't just, like, the diets are being created for your body. Like, nutritionists and people are creating these diets and being like, well, you should eat 40% protein, 40% vegetables, and 20% carbs, or whatever macros you want to break it down to. But that's just not how it works in real life. That's what it may be great for the body, but if you can't get the person behind the body to actually complete that, then really the diet is completely in vain. So the goal of SimpleHealth is to help everybody become healthy by making your diet and exercise part of your lifestyle. Because if you don't make it part of your lifestyle, then there's just no way you're ever going to be able to succeed. Because like I said, everything's just crashing down against you all the time. And until you can kind of create a diet and exercise plan that works for you and learn the best practices of what works and what doesn't, there's just no way you're going to be able to continuously fight that onslaught, that uphill battle of trying to battle against society and really just trying to swim upstream against all the factors that are trying to bring you down in modern society. And so what's super important for me is to get engagement from you guys, because I don't want to be just telling you everything that I've learned through my own struggle. So I've lost over 40 pounds through my own struggles, but those are my struggles. I'll be sharing a lot of what I went through with you guys and telling you the best practices that I learned and really everything that I learned and about how to become healthy, because there's so much that goes into being healthy. It's so much more than just dieting and exercising. And it's more mindset than anything, and that's what the diet companies don't realize. But I'll be going over that with you guys a ton later. And so we'll be going over all of that. But what I need from you guys is to share what your pains are, share what your struggles are, share what has been working for you, what hasn't been working for you, and what you think the hardest part of dieting and exercising is, what do you think the hardest part of losing weight in general is. So like for me, I think the hardest part of losing weight is, this might sound kind of weird, but it's losing the weight mentally. Especially if you've never lost weight, like if you've never been skinny before, you can't visualize yourself being that way. So the hardest part is actually just believing that it's even possible to lose the weight, which I can assure you that it is. But it's hard to just even see yourself as losing the weight. So that was really the hardest part for me, is just changing your mindset to think that you can lose the weight, because once you can do that, the diet and exercise program that you're on will become a lot easier. So just go into the comments below and share everything that you've struggled with, your biggest pain points in dieting. And what I'm going to be doing over the next few months is to try to bring out as many videos as I can to address these exact issues that you guys are putting in the comments. So be really clear, put as much detail as you can, and together hopefully we can work out problems with these solutions so that we can combat this 70% of people being overweight, just one person at a time. I lost the weight, you can lose the weight, we can all lose the weight together. So with that, if that's interesting to you, click the subscribe button below, comment down below about what your biggest struggles are, and hopefully over these next few months you guys will learn a ton of great information and we can lose the weight together. Thanks guys, see you soon.